Now we're going to recognize some people and get through some technical aspects of this meeting we have to get through. I'll make them as quick as possible. So now it's time to announce the slate of the 2017 Board of Directors and Officers as determined by the nominating committee. Because the meeting is being held in 2 locations, we might have all members here at this segment. But for those present today, please raise your hand and do one of those half stand up in your seat things. Briefly as I call your names. Tom Cardello, Chairman. There you go. Bob Gilbert, Vice Chairman. Terry Moran, Secretary Treasurer. Chris Hauska, Past Chairman. Janet Beaver. Dennis Brady. Tim Shea, saw you over there. Hank Halderman. Rupert Hall, no, he's up north. Davis Moore, front. Pam Quilici, and Pam. Les Ross, and Jerry Sullivan, infamous. Before we go to the floor for any additional nominations, I'd like to remind the members that each nominee must consent to the nomination, present his or her qualifications, and undergo a background check by the CDI and SLA. At this time, are there any other nominations? All right. Without objection, nominations are closed. We'll now proceed to vote on the slate. All in favor of electing the slate as determined by the nominating committee, please signify by saying aye. There you go. All opposed, signify by saying no. The motion carries. It is my pleasure to welcome Tom Cardello as a new chairman of the SLA, as well as this year's Board of Directors. Formal ratification of these results will take place once discussions with individual brokers have produced a quorum, and we'll announce to these memberships when a quorum has been achieved. Congratulations, Tom. The nominating committee has also approved the nomination of Judge Harry Lowe as mediator. In accordance with the SLA Constitution, this nomination is now submitted for the membership's approval. May I have a motion to reappoint Judge Harry Lowe as mediator? Is there a second? All in favor signify by saying aye. I love that. As opposed, signify by saying no. No. This motion carries. I'd like to thank Harry Lowe for agreeing to continue on his role as our mediator. At this point in the agenda, we are scheduled to have a reading of the minutes from the previous meeting. Thankfully, we're going to try to get around that. These minutes were posted online last week for your review and should have received an email notification to the effect. If there is a motion to waive the reading of the previous meeting's minutes and approve them as posted. Is there a second? Thank you. All in favor by saying aye. All opposed, please say no. The motion carries and the minutes are approved. All right. Now I want to present a plaque to Mr. Ian Fitt. His name was Fitty before Fitty had his name Fitty. He's the original Fitty. It is now my privilege to honor a man who has done many years of great service for the California Surplus Lines community. Ian Fitt is stepping down from the Board of Directors at the conclusion of this meeting after 7 years on the board. He served as chairman of the board in 14, vice chair in 13, and secretary treasurer in 12. Additionally, he served 6 years as member of the Admitted Market Liaison Committee, 4 years on stamping, and 3 years on the audit, chairing the last 2 committees for a year each. Ian has been tireless in his work on behalf of his fellow brokers, and we're grateful for his many years of service. At this time, it's my pleasure to present Ian with this plaque. With this plaque of appreciation for all contributions to the surplus lines community. Please give a hand to Ian Fitty. Can we look over there? Oh, geez. All right, at this point, I want to call to see if there's any new business we have not addressed. Tom? Absolutely. Please come up.
With your consent, of course.
Absolutely.
Morning, everybody. Today I have the honor of making a special presentation to our chair, my good friend, our friend, Chris Hauska, to commemorate not only his year as the the chairman of the board of directors, but also his many years of service to the SLA and the California broker community. Chris has served 4 years as a member of the board, including a year as chair, vice chair, secretary, treasurer. Over the past year, he has demonstrated an outstanding leadership as board chair, and he has been a highly valued board member since 2013. Additionally, he has also served as chair of the stamping committee in 2015 and a member of that committee from 2008 to 2012. Is a member of the audit committee from 2015 to 2016, chairing it in 2016. As many of you know, each year we honor our outgoing chair with a replica of the famed Lutein bell. A little background information on the bell that actually hangs in the Lloyd's underwriting room in London. The bell came into the hands of the British Navy in 1793 when the French frigate La Lutine surrendered to the British at Toulon. Rechristened the HMS Lutine, it sank 6 years later off the Dutch coast, carrying a cargo of gold and silver bullion, then valued at £1 million. The cargo, of course, was insured by Lloyd's underwriters, who paid the claim in full. Over the next 60 years, there were numerous salvage attempts, and in 1859, Lloyd's recovered the ship's bell and hung it in the underwriting room at the Royal Exchange. Traditionally, when Lloyd's received news that an overdue ship had either arrived safely or had been lost, it would ring the bell twice for good news, once for bad news, so that everyone who had an interest in the ship could learn the news simultaneously. Now I'll ring the bell twice to signify that Chris has arrived safely at the end of his chairmanship.
I gotta find that Photoshop person too.
By the way, next year, if the membership wants to change this to a bottle of single malt, there won't be any tears.
Hauska thanks Cardello and asks if they're, thanks, Tom. Appreciate the kind words. And one more time, there's no new business, and there seems to be none. The meeting is adjourned, just a few minutes late. Thanks, everybody, for attending. Really appreciate it.